What's going on, everybody? EricRayweather back here with another Face of the Franchise episode. If you missed episode 1, I'll link it below in the comments and the descriptions. I tried to see what would happen if I played as badly as I could. So now in this episode, we're going to see, can we get cut from the team and what happens if you get cut from the team. So I changed my number. I went to 13 because, you know, the team needs a leader. And their last number 13, he's not there anymore. He got traded. So we're going to try to come in and we're going to try to be the great new leader for the team, the best player on the team. But it's also just kind of like a meme in a sense, because the last number 13 was one of the better players in the league, and now the new number 13 is, well, I mean, we're not very good. So it's kind of just like further rubbing the salt on the wound of Giants fans. So here we got Jack Ford, the guy from college, right? So he's hitting us up early on, and he is going to kind of, in a sense, he's gonna ask us like, what do we want to work on? Like, what part of, you know, my game do I think I need to help improve? And this is actually something that I kind of had like a little bit of a problem with, because he's like, all right, you know, what do you want to improve on? I was gonna just choose the option and said I'm good, just to be funny, as if like, no, I don't need any help, because, you know, I'm one of the worst QBs to ever play the game, so it would be funny. But I was like, let me just pick one of the choices just to see what actually happens if I do it. And you can see, you know, he's just kind of like giving me some advice through text, like, you know, just basic advice that anybody that has been playing quarterback their whole life would already know. And I didn't really like what happened here, so they just gave me like an accuracy boost just off having a text conversation with them. And I'm just like, you know, those are little things about a mode like this that, to me, just, maybe that's being nitpicky, but that's just kind of like silly to me. Like, why would I get an accuracy boost just from my coach giving me just basic common sense knowledge via a text message? I don't know. I don't like that. Like make me go earn it in game or in, you know, practice or something like that. And as I actually played through the preseason here with my character, I started noticing some like definite flaws with the Face of the Franchise. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's back, but here is another flaw in my example. For example, I'm already a superstar X Factor, and I've played one game. I played one college game my entire career. It was the worst game imaginable. Like, I played as bad as a person could play. I get drafted in the 7th round, and I'm a X Factor player, a player that develops faster than anybody else. Like, I understand, you know, the X Factor thing is in some way tied to the Face of the Franchise. They want your guy to have ability, so he's fun to play with. But make me, again, have to earn that. As you can see, my stats here, not very great. I got a little bit of speed, a little bit of throw power, nothing crazy. But, you know, again, make me earn that development trait. If I only played one game in college and I played horrible, why am I coming in with, you know, being a fast developing player? I have the gambler ability, which is actually funny because in college, all I did was throw into coverage just to try to see how many interceptions I could throw, to see how bad I could play, and to see if I could go undrafted. And it's funny because now I actually have an ability that if I activate it, it will be better for me to throw into coverage. So that's kind of funny. So here we're starting the preseason. We're going to go through the preseason in this video. We're going to do the same thing as episode 1. Try to play really bad, see if we can get cut, and then see what happens after we get cut from the team. So we're coming out. We're playing the fellow New York team in week 1 of the preseason. Not going to play too much. Usually in the first game, they kind of just like, you know, give you like a quarter to play. So here we are running out, hyped up. First game in the pros. Didn't really do much to deserve being here, but here we are, and we're just kind of warming up with Golden Tate on the sideline right here. And we're going to come into the game, so you get the super sim, you know, the time that you're not in the game, whether, you know, other quarterbacks are in or you're on defense. So here we go. Coach talked to me, trying to get me ready to go. We're going to come in and we're going to put on a terrible show for the crowd. So first play, going to take a sack, you know, just trying to be, you know, the worst QB possible. And, you know, I was thinking going into this, trying to get cut from the Giants, it's gonna probably be hard because there's really not a lot of competition in the quarterback room for the Giants. You got an aging Eli Manning that's probably gonna play one more year. They did take Daniel Jones still in the first round, so you have him, but you know, Daniel Jones, he's got a lot of bust potential as we throw a pick. You know, Daniel Jones was a kind of a shocking pick, you know, when it happened. So, you know, hope for the best for him, obviously, but there's a good chance that he might not, you know, pan out. So there's not a lot of good QBs on this roster. So even if I play bad, there's still a chance that I could stay on the team, just because there's really not much better out there for them right now. So as you can see, just continuing to play bad, and that's it. We get to super sim through the rest because I only played a quarter. So first game is in the book so far. we're right on schedule. We did not play good at all, and you know, coach is pretty upset. He's just like, why the heck did we draft this guy? Like, he's about ready to get me off the team already. And as you can see, I'm kind of mad. I don't want the camera in my face because, you know, once again, just not playing very well, as we did in college. So after the game, you're going to get text from your coach pretty much. He's going to either be happy with your performance or unhappy with it. You know, it's kind of bland, the scenario engine. You know, like I said, I'll be honest, the scenario engine and, you know, the face of the franchise overall, I'm a little disappointed in it. I just feel like there's not enough here. And, you know, I was a little bit more excited for it coming in. I thought it would be, you know, a little bit better than this. Obviously, I know they have plans to really build it out and make it awesome, but, you know, right now, this really just ain't it. So, at least from my perspective. So here we are, game 2, going against the Bears. And this is where I kind of started to notice more of, like, kind of how dummy-proof this mode is here I am running out. I look a little bit less excited than last week because I think I'm already starting to realize that, you know, I need a plan B because this ain't working out for me. But I started to notice, you know, just kind of how dummy-proof this game mode actually is, because in these next couple games, like, there's a lot of times where I'm throwing really bad passes. I'm trying to get picked off, and somehow the passes are just getting completed a lot of the time. And I'm just like, it almost feels like the mode is set up, like the mode wants you to achieve in it, which I understand that, but, you know, when you play the old NCAA games, as we throw a pick 6, you play the old NCAA games, for example, you know, those games weren't that easy. You had to work your way up. You had, you know, you only had like certain abilities your player could do. If you were a quarterback, for example, you know, you had to like get your coach's trust, and it was really in depth, and there was a lot of like little things to it. As you see here, I'm just throwing it up in the coverage, and you see this is going for a touchdown. Like, I just threw it up in the double coverage. Somehow Golden Tate makes this catch, and he goes for a touchdown. I'm trying to play bad, and I'm actually now so far today not playing too bad. I mean, did throw a pick 6, but now he threw a touchdown. And I mean, like, how did Golden Tate come down with this? And again, it's just, it feels like the mode wants you to succeed. But, you know, here we're talking with coach on the sideline. He's like, all right, mate, you know, you did throw a touchdown, but that really wasn't a great pass. So let's try to hit some open receivers. Let's try to hit some guys in stride. And here again, you see, I'm just throwing it up. I'm trying my best to get intercepted. It actually winds up being incomplete. Or actually, no, I completed another one. So yeah, like right there, like, I'm trying to throw bad passes, and it's just somehow they're being caught. But here, luckily, we're finally able, you know, through another bad pass with Mac on our back, and Eddie Jackson's going to get a pick. And now he's in the zone, which actually helps us out, because once he is in the zone, it should be easier for him to kind of get picks if I throw it to him. And you can see my guy here, he's just like contemplating life. Like, why did I even want to be a quarterback? Like, what am I doing with my life? I need to think about, you know, what I'm going to do when I get cut from this team. And again, throwing it up to Eddie Jackson, and he's going to get his second pick of the day. So now things are on schedule. We did actually, you know, get that touchdown and get a decent amount of yards this game on some just fluky stuff, as my guy, once again, just, he's ready to get out of here. He's like, I don't even know if he's even interested in playing in the NFL anymore. And here we go, again, throwing it up, and we're going to get picked off once again by Kyle Fuller. It looks like the ball kind of bobbled around there a little bit. And, yeah, my guy is just, I mean, we might get cut after this game, hopefully. I mean, the way we're playing, that would be honestly amazing. Just let us go now. Let me go figure out, you know, what the plan B and the plan C is, because it certainly isn't the NFL right now. But coach is frustrated, as you can see. He's starting to like lose faith in us, and but then it's like sometimes he's like, he still has a little bit of faith too. It's like, you know, we just need to see a little something. Just show me a little something that will make me say, hey, I could leave you on as like a third string guy. So like, I'm getting XP boosts and stuff, and I'm not even doing anything to really earn it. And it's, like I said, those are little things that are kind of making this mode to me like a little frustrating, because I just, you know, like I said, I play a lot of NCAA 14, Road to Glory, and you know, when you get your boost and when you play in the game, everything feels rewarding. You know, if you make a bad pass, it gets picked. And here, you know, I can throw the ball up, and I have a 50-50 chance of making the catch no matter where I throw the ball. And the regular game ain't so much like that. Like, if you play just the regular game, if you throw bad passes, you're not really catching it a lot. At least not this year so far, from what I've noticed. But in this game mode in particular, it seems like it just feels dummy-proof. So now we're in heavy rain here for the third preseason game. So this should only make things harder for us here, because I mean, now we have weather conditions to think about. So as you can see, I mean, again, just throwing it in a double coverage, and somehow Golden Tate just jumps over everybody, and he is just desperate to make sure that we complete some of these passes. So I'm trying to throw picks, and like right here again, like look at that. Like, I don't know how Saquon is able to catch this, and then he jukes the heck out of this one guy, and I'm thinking like, bro, you're really gonna score on this. And luckily he didn't score, but I don't know how much harder I could be trying to throw interceptions right now. And you know, Golden Tate and Saquon Barkley are just bailing me out, and now I'm in the zone, which is not good because I can't get intercepted when I'm in the zone because I have the gambler ability, and I'm playing the computer, so the AI can't intercept it. So I just tried to make a couple incomplete passes to get back out of the zone, and now you see here, in our own end zone, gonna try to throw a pick, and luckily we are able to actually do that this time. The defender is able to get his hands on the ball, and you know, just like that, we're right back on schedule. Playing as bad as possible. I just want to get cut from this team already. I mean, it looks like he's about ready to go home, but you know, we still got to finish out the game. Coach, for some reason, still has me in there, and then, you know, I'm just throwing it up, and again, a touchdown. Like, how are these passes getting caught? How are these passes getting caught? Like, it actually feels really hard to play bad. Like, I'm trying my absolute hardest to play bad, and I'm still having success on a decent amount of these passes, which is just really frustrating. So now, I mean, Coach is mad. He's calling me son at this point, and it's in disgust. He's just kind of at his point where he's had enough. Like, there's just, you know, he wants to get me on the roster, but I'm just not showing him anything. I've thrown a couple touchdowns, luckily, but other than that, you know, it's been all bad, and now he's about ready to cut me. So here we're faced with the tough decision. So at first I was like, all right, let me just agree to get cut because I want to see what happens. That's the point of the video, but I felt I had to say, give me another chance just for experimental purposes. Like, let's see what happens. Like, give me another chance, and let's see where the story evolves from here. I'm sure I could still get cut even if he gives me another chance because we still got one preseason game left. So my thoughts is, if I play bad, then I would get cut anyway, but I just wanted to see, for scenario engine purposes, what would happen here. So first he hits me with the 3 dots because he's just like, man, are you serious at this point? And he's like, you know what, alright, I'll give you one more chance. You're gonna have pretty much 1 quarter. Just go out there and do something. I can gain 2 touchdowns, I can gain 50 rushing yards. You know, I have to just do something and not play terrible. But we're gonna come out here and play terrible because that's what we're here to do. We don't want to play for the Giants. I could think of a million things I'd rather do than be the 3rd string quarterback for the Giants. I'll tell you that, because even if we make the team, we definitely ain't starting. Definitely ain't happening. I think I'd rather be out of the NFL than to be the 3rd string quarterback for the New York Giants. So we're going to go out here. We're going to play bad, rocking the number 13. I mean, the Giants fans are missing Odell, and I'm just making it even worse for them at this point of just saying, like, you know, one number 13 went out, a new number 13 came in, and this is what we're dealing with. So didn't play much. It was 1 quarter, played bad, didn't really throw any interceptions, but didn't complete really any passes either. Again, he's mad. He doesn't want to be on camera, and he just kind of looks hyped up a little bit here in the locker room for a guy that's about to get cut. But again, I think he's happy that he might not, you know, have to play for the Giants any longer. So that's it. We've been cut, and that is all she wrote for our journey. Let's see what happens next.
Guys, the great experiment is over. Our favorite college quarterback and one of the most improbable NFL stories of all time has been cut.
I heard about it on the drive in to work this morning, Kay. It's a bummer. It was such a good story.
The real story is you're driving to work, Peter. We'll get into that later. But listen, what am I going to say? I'm surprised here. This dude, 1 in a million odds. Come on. He could not crack the starting lineup in college. We love him, but what chance did he really have in the NFL, guys?
What advice would you give a young cat who doesn't even make it through the preseason?
I tell him, you know, this game, this sport, it's about grit, so don't give up, man. Give it another shot. Try to learn from your mistakes and see where you end up. Simple as that.
So that's it. The only thing you can do now is actually just hit retire. You can't join another team, like, or get called on to the practice squad of another team, nothing like that. Once you're cut, you're done. And just to go back to some of the frustrations now that I've kind of played through the mode a little bit, like that cut scene that just happened after there where the guy was like, oh, it was such a good story. It wasn't a good story at all. I played 1 college game, it was bad. I shouldn't have even been drafted, but somehow I got drafted. You know, just like in the first episode where he said that I reminded him of Tom Brady or Russell Wilson. After playing 1 college game and playing so bad that I shouldn't have even been drafted, he was like, nah, this guy reminds me of Brady, like he's got something. Those are the little things I feel like EA needs to be better with. Like, I like the mode. I think the mode has potential, but it's a long ways away, and it definitely underwhelmed me. And even this that, like, pops up here at the end, it's like, congratulations on your 0-year career. Like, that's not something that should pop up after you make it to the NFL, you play terrible in the preseason, and you're out of the NFL. Maybe if something popped up and said, you know, congratulations on making it to the NFL, even though it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. Most people don't even make it to this level, so the fact that you made it here was an accomplishment in itself. Something like that will be fine, but don't congratulate me and show, like, you know, my career up on the screen like I actually did something worthwhile, because I didn't. And, you know, this mode as a whole, it's definitely just a long way away. I think in a couple years, you know, maybe it could be something, but there was just not enough detail in it for me. Like, even the combine, you couldn't do the 40-yard dash or the bench press. You were just throwing the ball a little bit. A lot of the cutscenes were cool. I liked it, but it was just certain ones that didn't actually match up with my player was doing. It felt like you were going to just get certain cutscenes no matter what. Whereas, like, certain things should have happened based on if you were playing amazing or playing great. Like, playing amazing, you shouldn't... Or, excuse me, if you're playing really bad, you shouldn't get compared to Brady. If you played bad and get cut, someone shouldn't have said, oh, he was a good story, because it actually wasn't. So I wish there was just more things that could be relevant to what you're actually doing, whereas it felt like a lot of this was just, you know, you were going to get certain cutscenes and certain, you know, parts of the story no matter how you played. So I hope they really improve this in the coming years. I think the potential is sky high for it, but right now this certainly is just lacking far behind what all the other sports games have in terms of a career mode. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. As always, I will see you guys next time.